I'm in your walls. It's patch note time. Alright, I have absolutely no idea what to expect here. This could be good. This could be pretty lukewarm. We'll see. The fact that it is weekly patches is really nice. I think at this point we can pretty much confirm that this is going to be like weekly patches just going forward, which is absolutely incredible. We love that. We love active devs. And the fact that Hamish is constantly streaming, we at least know one of them plays their game. So we shall see how this goes. I have absolutely no idea what to expect. Maybe they announce a new event, because, I mean, there's the end of the haunting down here, so let's get into it, shall we? The Haunting of the Stronghold event is now over. Thank you to everyone who took part. I got the last bit of my skins last night, I think it was, which was really nice. The quick plays were relatively fast. The response has been very positive, and it's great to see so many players showing off their seasonal costumes. Yeah, because they got to replace Helena with a skeleton. Removed the event, updated the Stronghold's appearance, because yeah, it's still Halloween, so it's going to go back to normal tomorrow. Updated Stronghold loading screen. Is this like updated or reverted? Are they making new changes when we get the next one? Or are we just going to be reverted to the old one? We'll see. Remove the caretaker of fallen heroes, which is the NPC who sells stuff. Added the ability to bind the left and right mouse buttons, but only when used with modifiers. And I get told I'm weird from my keybinds. Fixed an issue with middle mouse clicks weren't registering when clicking on health bars. Okay, didn't really affect me. Fixed an issue where non-party leaders were still getting AFK kicked while in matchmaking. Oh, that's funny. Literally in queue and you get fucking DC'd. Love that. Love that. Imagine that happening when we had like 8,000 queues. Fixed an issue with the select previous target functionality where the history could be lost. A lot of people were having like an issue with focus targeting where it would just put a focus target on like a random target. So maybe that would help. I don't know. Cloth and leather armor adjustments. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay, added feedback. So health bars on the party frame will now fade down when the other player is out of range or line of sight to them is blocked. All of that is so nice. The distance check is based on the standard max range of ranged hero abilities. Okay, that's really, really nice. I love that. Especially the fact I've been healing recently and getting turbo cancer while healing, because it's just pain in this game for whatever reason. This is really, really good. Now I can see, like, when someone's insta-lining me, or, like, outranging me, or anything like that. Oh, that's so good. Love that. Added a refresh regions button to the start menu to force the refresh region states. Okay, sure. Doesn't really make a difference to me. Okay, cloth and leather armor adjustments. We've increased the amount of armor provided by cloth and leather items. They're really trying to avoid nerfing the one-shot mechanics. They're really trying to, like, buff the heroes to the point that you don't get one-shot, rather than nerfing the mechanics that are just deleting people. Which is interesting, but I think what might wind up happening is, like, we get all these defensive buffs, and then eventually they just nerf the one-shots anyways, and we're so fucking power-crept that, like, they don't know what to do. And then the game just becomes a breeze. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we've increased the amount of armor provided by cloth and other items. Our intention is to have a noticeable difference in between the armor classes in-game. Okay, you might want to show that on the character selection screen then. Because, like, on the character and hero select screen, I would love if it would show eye level. That would be so goddamn nice. And then at this point, like, I didn't even think about the armor class difference of cloth and leather. I thought it was all the fucking same. So, are healers in cloth, DPS in leather, and tanks in, like, plate or something? Because I have hit Eternal on 4 characters, and I literally have not noticed a difference. I just figured DPS take more damage, healers, you know, you fuck up and you die. And then, like, tanks, I have a shit ton of survivability. But, okay, well, today I learned. And to overtime supply players with a variation of ways to deal with encounters where physical damage specifically becomes a problem for them. So continue on expanding the game and X39's systems. Sorry, a bit of a break in the matrix there. However, we've noticed that the difference was larger than intended on higher difficulties and decided to increase the amount of armor found on cloth and leather items to reduce that gap. So this should just increase team survivability across the board. This will affect all cloaks, because the cloaks are cloth. Oh my god, it's split up? Oh, that's an interesting set of design choices. That is gonna be such a pain in the ass for you to tweak. Um, yeah, okay, well, I mean, I learned something today, at least. All cloaks and Ryman Artios, which are cloth, so... wait, no, what? Why? And Sylvie's in leather? Wait, okay, what's Vigor in? Is Vigor in plate? Like, what? So, if Vigor is a priest, and he's not in cloth, and Sylvie, Mara, Ilarion, and Mako are in leather, are Vigor and Helena in plate? Okay, well, sure. At 330 item level, cloth heroes will now have around 25% damage reduction from their armor. Was 14.5%. Okay, so 11.5, I think. I hope I can do math, otherwise I look like a mega retard. 10.5. Ah, fucking thinking's too difficult. I'm still sick. 10.5. Okay. 330. Leather heroes, when they have around 32% physical damage reduction from their armor, was 22%. Okay, well that's something I now have to factor into the tier list as well, I guess. But like, yeah, oh, that's weird. I did not even think about that. Armor types and stuff. But yeah, okay, so, I mean, if nothing else, like, your survivability on certain mechanics should just go massively up. It's still really difficult to tell what's, like, magic damage and what's physical, though. I mean, obviously, like, Exi frontals are fucking physical. But then, like, I wouldn't put it past them to code the bleed is fucking magical or some dumb shit, like, in spaghetti code somewhere. And there's definitely, like, you know, there's certain packs where this just really won't make that much of a difference because it's, like, split magic and physical as well. So, like, packs that have, like, bola throwers and shadow lobbers and witherers, or, like, that one pack in Sailors that has 2 Xyz, or 2 Corsairs, and then the Hydro Bolt guy sitting in the middle is just like, it's useful, don't get me wrong, but the thing that's been killing people, I don't think is physical damage. From the bottom of my heart, it's all magic damage that's deleting people. And, like, you need to take Magic Ward in higher tiers, or it's unplayable. Like, if you don't all have Magic Ward, you die to Wraithtide Boss 2 in Eternals. What else? You die to Shadow Lobs if you don't kick them. You die to Totems if you don't kick them. Or if you don't kill them, sorry. See, weak 2, Bola Nerve. Maybe it's just from me playing tank and just having all, like, perma fucking durabilities, but, like, the only things I genuinely see people die to is all magic damage spells. It's mostly because the kicks aren't on rotation, whereas, like, okay, the physical damage stuff just happens. I'll give you that one. The physical damage stuff just happens. You can't stop it. But the magic damage stuff, I mean, I guess you can see it go off, and then you cry inside. Maybe that's why I'm noticing that killing people more than physical damage stuff. Maybe I'm also just mitigating the physical damage stuff by angling the mobs correctly, so it's not hitting my team, so it's having less of an effect. Because most of the physical stuff is, like, tank frontals that I can actually turn around. But, yeah, I don't know. From my experience, it's been mostly magic damage stuff that's deleting people. I don't know about, like, you know, 30 plus, though, so up there, pretty much anything fucks you up if you let anything go off, I would assume. Okay, armor adjustments and Mako. Dude, fucking, they cannot decide what to do with this character. Adjusting for the changes to leather armor values, we've adjusted Mako's kit, another little matrix break, in some places to make sure her defensive power does not increase while she has all of her buffs and effects active. To make sure her defensive power does not increase while she has all of her buffs active. Okay. Change will increase defensive power when she has no buffs or effects active. So, people are group pulling without buffs, going to apply buffs insta after they group the pack, and then they die already, I'm assuming, is what's happening. Because, like, that is the solo queue special for Mako. From what I'm seeing, is, like, especially in, like, Grove, for example, they'll pull that initial area, and then by the time they land, they're, like, 30%. Like, if you don't pre-Iron Bark or pre-Ward or something, like, they don't have their Spirit proc up, so they don't have armor. They don't have stones up unless they cast it insta, which most of them don't do because their plan is group everything and then stones it all, because using stones on everything does AoE damage, which pulls AoE threat. But that means you literally pull everything with 0 defensive buffs up, and then you just get flattened. So, that might be nice to adjust. Okay, Stone Shield now increases Mako's armor by 20%, was 50% per stone. Huh. Stone Shield now increases Mako's armor by 20%, was 50% per stone, up to a maximum of 60% at 3 stones. Was 100... What the fuck? Oh boy, okay, you best make the rest of these fucking patch notes good, or this bitch is gonna be paper thin. Dude, maybe I should have done the Mako fucking solo queue to Eternal, like, this week. Shit. Maybe I just wait for the 1 week where she's overtuned because they haven't decided what to do with this character yet. Where Spirited Armor now increases Mako's armor by 20%, was 30. So everything you relied on previously just got fucking floored. Okay, we love that. To clarify how the above changes affect her defensive power in various situations using 330 item level without gems. Wait, how is... There's no counter. What the fuck? There's no, like, counter buffs, though. That increases Mako's armor by 20%. Oh. Okay. 20% just while it's on, rather than per stone. The leather changes of the counter buff. I guess. Oh, they're gonna fall over so quick. Alright, sure, I guess. This is such a gamble fucking change, though, because, like, you can brick a player base with stuff like this, because, like, every Mako player, if this is, like, tuned wrong, every Mako player is gonna do the same pulls they were doing, and then just fall over. And, like, they're gonna lose their fucking mind. So, we'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, to clarify how the above changes, the above stuff works in various situations using 330 item level without gems as a reference point. 90% of your player base is stuck in Adept. They don't even know what 330 item level looks like, my guy. With no buffs or effects, Mako now has 48% physical DR. Was 41%. Okay. 7% is not going to be the difference between taking a Shadow Lob to the head and insta-dying. But okay, sure. With Stone Shield at 3 charges, Mako now has 68% physical DR. Was 66.95. But, like, per stone up to a maximum of 60% at 30 stones was 150. Okay, so instead of having to have 3 stones perma, you get 20% flat and then 20% a stone. Increases Mako's armor by 20%. Oh no, I'm fucking, my head hurts. Increases armor by 20% per stone up to maximum. I keep trying to read this in a way that makes it not suck dick. But, like, every time I read this, it's just like, well, this character's fucked. Okay. With Stone Shield, it's 3 charges. Now, yeah. With Stone Shield, it's 3 charges plus Spirit Armor. Now has 70% physical DR. Was 70.82. Oh boy. 0.6%. 0.6%, boys. Fucking pog. With Stone Shield at 3 charges plus Resonance plus Serenity DR from Legendary Boots, Mako now has 83.45 physical DR. Was 82.23. Okay. Now keep in mind, we have a new problem. They're dictating the Legendary you have to use within their patch notes, which is force diluting Buildcraft. So we don't love to see that. Absolutely terrible decision there. 0 out of 10 from your boy. Because that is going to absolutely have an effect on Turbo Elitist tryhards, because the moment they read the patch notes and they see their Mako player not playing with this Legendary after reading it in the patch notes, they're going to just leave. So 0 out of 10. Genuinely don't like them doing stuff like this, because it dictates the meta, and that is something you really, really don't want to do when you base your game around Buildcraft. But, okay. One man's opinion. This makes mechos who can't rotate buffs tankier. Good mechos won't really notice the changes. I mean, we'll have to see. With Stone Shield at 3 charges, plus Resonance from Talent, plus Serenity DR from Legendary, plus Spirited Armor, Mako has 84.86 physical DR. Was 84.32. Okay, so that's too much fucking thinking. Holy shit. Some Mako nerd in the comment section make this make sense. Alright, appreciate you. Moving on. Can we go back? Dude, I fucking get Artios to fucking Eternal, and now Incinerate doesn't generate Cinders. I swear, we're just playing a different game every week. Thoughts? We're actually just playing a different game every week. I'm not even fucking kidding at this point. Like, genuinely. This is a different game on a week-to-week basis. Okay. I mean, that was kind of a problem with, like, League and WoW, too. Is like, the fucking patch notes were so goddamn frequent. The meta was changing every single, like, week or two. People just didn't want to fucking keep up with it. We'll see. We'll see. Especially with the fucking reset being pushed back. The fucking player burnout from having to relearn your character every week. Plus the reset pushback. We'll see. We'll see. The direct damage dealt while channeling Incinerate has been increased by 312%. Okay, that was not what you used it for, but sure. Damage over time of Incinerate now deals 62.5% increased damage. Cool, we love that. Damage over time of Incinerate now gains 30% increased damage for each stack applied. We love that. Cool. Incinerate now has a static channel time of 2.5 seconds, and its tick rate is now affected by your haste. Okay. You're still going crit haste. Incinerate no longer generates cinders. Oh, okay. Note, Artios' spirit ability, Incinerate, was underperforming and did not have enough of an impact beyond its ability to generate cinders and extend the duration of his other damage over time effects. In addition to this, Artios' ramp time has been a bit too long, especially in the early game. As such, the ability no longer generates cinders and deals heavy damage on its own to allow Artios players to get into their big burst moment earlier. I don't know? Like, no? Fuck. Just no? Hang on. Like, bro, I took Artios to Eternal, okay? No. Absolutely not. Incinerate was so fucking core to, like, the rotation. Because, like, the only way this guy was playable, right, was to be able to get a Chrono Shift weapon and rotate your Apocalypse cooldown as a result with it, okay? So what you would do was you would Chrono Shift, you'd dump all your fucking cooldowns, use your Apocalypse and everything on your first pack, and then you'd use the Chrono Shift, get all your cooldowns back as much as you could, and then you would ulti, which would set all the dots to max timing, right, while you had Flash Fire up, which would just do mega fucking damn, because you'd have 10 stacks of everything, and you'd be perma-refreshing it. And then you'd get another Chrono Shift. And then that Chrono Shift would reset a POC, and then you'd be able to use a POC on the next pack, right? And you just pull Mega into pull Mega, and then by the third time, I mean, you just kind of cry a little inside, but, you know, what can you do? But what you would do is you would apply everything, you'd snap down, then you'd Incinerate, and then you'd quad snap after you use the Chrono Shift. Or you would quad snap first, and then you'd Chrono Shift afterwards. So then you would be generating your cinders up while your Chrono Shift was taking all your cooldowns down. So, in my eyes, you removed its use. I'm not gonna lie. In my eyes, you quite literally removed his ultimate's use. So, well played, boys. Well played, boys. Love that. Yeah, no, these patch notes suck. I'm not gonna lie. These patch notes fucking blow. The initial direct damage of Apocalypse has been increased by 50%. Okay, so we make him an Apocalypse one-trick pony, but then we have Apocalypse at the cooldown rate that it's not fun to play. But then you also, because of buildcraft restrictions, because we're forcing people to play meta builds in our patch notes, we can't play the Boots Legendary because the Wildfire one is just better. And everyone will complain that you're not running the Wildfire one to just permasnap. But now, you actually can't use Incinerate to gen max Cinders on command to pop Wildfire and Turbo Snap. So, you can't play the Apocalypse Lego because meta says no, but you also don't get enough Cinders to snap reliably, and then we buff a Apoc and we keep the cooldown at 60 seconds. Like, make it make sense, please. I don't get it. I do not like, this would have been great. Scrap this. Just this would have been spec-fucking-tacular. Scrap this. Please. For the love of fucking God, scrap this. You're gonna piss off the entire population of fucking Ardeos players. Because I'm already secondhand mad. Okay. Rhyme gets one fucking patch note. Love it. Love it. Ardeos gets fucking deleted from the game, and Rhyme gets one patch note. We love it, boys. Maybe I should character swap. Okay. I mean, like, Apocalypse already does 30% of a mob's health bar, so now I guess it's gonna do 40. So that's fun. Maybe I just play the Apoc Boots anyways, and then just fucking nuke shit. Alright, Tariq. Tariq is, by the way, the most overpowered character in the game. According to Hamish, he is quite literally the best character in the game. Heavy Strike damage was increased by 50%, and the static portion of its Fury generation was increased to 7%. Okay, that's disgusting. Facebreaker damage... Huh? I'm sorry, did Tariq get buffed? Okay. Heavy Strike damage increased by 50%. Facebreaker damage increased by 50%. Wild Swing damage increased by 100%. Chain Lightning now deals damage 6 times instead of 5. Thunderstruck now grants Chain Lightning 2 additional bounces, was 3. Chain Lightning damage reduced by 50%. Oh, they're literally nerfing the Chain Lightning build. Haha, we're spinning, losers. Culling Strike damage increased by 54%? Oh my god, I'm stonking, dude. Okay, maybe I take Tariq the fucking Eternal next. Because if we're playing on a week-by-week basis, they might take this away next week. Holy shit, Skull Crusher damage increased by 10%? Oh, dude, it is Tariq fucking stonks, boys. The additional lightning damage dealt by Heavy Strike, Skull Crusher, and Hammer Storm during Thunder Call was reduced to 30% of the initial hit, was 50. Okay, fair enough. So Spin to Win actually gets nerfed a little. But, I mean, like, everything outside of spinning is mega fucking buffed. Dude, the execute window is gonna go so fucking hard now. Schism talent now has 3.2 procs per minute, and the damage bonus has been reduced to 200%. Bloody Brass Necklace now deals 350%, was 450. Fuck, see? Literally, this was last week's patch note. They literally nerfed the buff from last week. It is a different game on a weekly basis, bro. Okay, okay. Fixed an issue where Vigor's orb would pull enemies too far beneath him. Oh, I hate Dawnbreaker orbs so much. I don't even have it on my bars. Genuinely, fuck that button. Fixed an issue where Wrath of Winter would cancel when Rhyme was being moved by a force push, such as high tides or the rivers in Sailor's Abyss. Oh, that's funny. Fixed an issue where spawning life petal through Druid's Haven, legendary boots, could cancel other abilities or be canceled by other abilities. Oh, it would, like, consume a global and, like, fucking eat the cast? Oh, that's funny. Dungeon timer adjustments. We added 30 seconds to a minute to most keys. Okay, I don't think that's gonna make a difference, but sure. Wormheart, 15 seconds. You were casting something, the Leggy just didn't work. Really? Oh, that's funny. 15 seconds to Wormheart, 20 seconds to Sailor's Abyss, Empyrean Sands 20 seconds, Uruk 20 seconds, Godfall 35 seconds, Grove 48, Silken 50. Okay, so the 3 dungeons I can do the most reliably got the most time added, so Keck W, I guess. And then, like, the next most reliable dungeon got 15. Like, this one's pretty solid. Actually, no. Sailors is, like... Sailors feels really good in Contender. and then you go to like Adept Plus, and Sailors all of a sudden doesn't feel so good anymore. Because like just having to perma stack in melee is just a pain. I just don't like it. I play Guild Wars 2, you have to perma stack in melee playing longbow characters, it's not fun. Genuinely not a fan. What's up, sir? How's it going? These patch notes suck dick. I'm not gonna lie. Here, you wanna get cancer? I'm gonna let you read one patch note. You're gonna get turbo cancer. Actually, I'll let you read two. Where were they? Okay, first things first. Read that Mako patch note. Sand's gonna destroy everyone in high keys. I can't wait. I mean, yeah. It was going. I had a feeling it was going to anyways. Fucking Sands is just like unironically one of the harder keys in the fucking game. So read that patch note. It gets worse. Okay, moving on. Cithral's Fall. Oh, they made dungeon changes. Oh shit. Oh, spicy. Okay. Cithral's Fall. Path of Oblivion damage. So this is for Cithral. Bro, they nerfed the easiest boss. They nerfed the easiest boss. Immolator's the problem, dude. Hello? Or what the fuck is that guy's name? I don't even know. The Infernal boss. He's the problem for fucking pugs. Path of Oblivion damage from the initial hit. Damage from the initial hit has been reduced by 20%. Blood Hunt. Initial damage has been reduced by 10%. Bleed damage has been reduced by 20%. Damage from the Blade of Cithral's spinning blades can now be blocked, dodged, and parried. Okay, that's actually really nice. I love that. It's kind of cancer. It couldn't before. The Blade of Cithral's Icebreaker now detaches from the player after 1 second, allowing players to move out of the impact area. Okay, it was always really stupid that you couldn't counterplay this. You just, like, sometimes you just got targeted and you just died. That was it. The Rapid Fire now has a 1.5 second precast that is uninterruptible. Oh, so you can, like, move out of it on demand? Okay, well, Cithral's is going to be a little easier then. According to their clarification, she'll end up still at an armor buff. Audios got nerfed into the ground, though, with that Incinerate change. All not generating cinders is so annoying. Yeah, dude, it's fucking brutal. Like, at this point, I think we're playing a different game every week. It's crazy. But yeah, it's like, so both of my Eternal DPS are just unplayable now. Kek W. It might be a Tariq angle, unironically. Just go fucking bonk shit. Okay. This is the fucking big one, boys. Damage from Tomb Reaver's Whirlwind. Bye bye Ardio's Tariq angle. Literally, dude. It's gonna be fucking like Tariq, Rhyme, and fucking Ilarion. I mean, at this rate, Ilarion seems to be the safest bet. I'm recommending everyone play like Rhyme Ilarion, but like it's Rhyme Ilarion and Tariq as well. What's worse is like the two hardest characters being Mara and Ardios, the two genuinely hardest DPS, are also now the fucking two most shit. Which is just tragic. They haven't even patched the Empyrean Sans cheese. Oh yeah, true. Nope, they did. Damage from Whirlwind can now be blocked, dodged, and parried. Acolyte, Wrath of Centauri damage reduced by 59%. Okay, thank fuck. Thank fuck. Ruinous Star explosions can no longer be outranged by players. I totally didn't do that, promise. Promise, I totally didn't do that all of the time. No comment. Oh fuck, that means you have to actually do the boss fight now. Ah, shit, boys. Fuck, that means your tanks are gonna have to actually angle for the mirrors. You ready for one screen-wide AoE or the other screen-wide AoE? Which one do you think you're gonna die to, boys? Now has a barrier that activates in the doorway once the encounter is started. So yeah, there's no more Empyrean Sans cheese. The damage of Ruinous Star explosions have been reduced by 10%. The health of the Ruinous Star has also been reduced by 15%. Alright, well, no more Sans cheese. The biggest killer has been reduced by 59%. If two Wrath of Centauri's went off, you just died. There was nothing you could really do about it. So, that's nice. Those are the things you always had to kick 24/7 or shit just went sideways. Greenspawn Sentinel, damage reduced by 30%. Now, thing is, with this, it might actually, if it doesn't actually hit hard enough to the players, it might be better to let this go off now, because it gives you haste. And then it also does damage to the mobs, I think. So it might be better to let this go off and then, like, pull Mega afterwards. But there's only one of these in Empyrean Sands, I think, so we'll see, we'll see. Godfall Quarry, the Enforcer's Piercing Strike now has a 2-second precast, and a new sound effect on both the precast and the impact. Oh, good! Piercing Strike was the thing that did like 180k to me instantly the fucking one day. Remember? I just fucking died instantly, and it said Piercing Strike 160k, and I'm like, huh, fuck me, I guess. The boss encounter will now reset correctly if a lone player starts the encounter and dies before other players join the fight. Fix an issue where players will not be able to detach from the mast if the team wipes during the song phase. You couldn't detach from the mast? Oh, that's funny. Okay, well, that's everything. So, thoughts? I hate this. I'm not gonna lie. I hate like 90% of this. This is lukewarm. They nerfed the wrong boss. Like, oh shit, I didn't read this part. I skipped over this, my bad. Cold Heart Poison ability now has a 2-second uninterruptible cast. Wicked Strikes now waits 1 tick after the stun to start stabbing the target. Wow, you really have to Wow, okay. We were really fucking making this so, like, you can have your monitor turned off. Damage from the blade of Sith will spin. Yeah, I covered that. Icebreaker now detaches from the player after 1 second. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, same thing. Sure, Sith will spy animation would not play when a person reaches the boss before others. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna lie. The Tariq buffs are beautiful. My fucking Tariq build just goes to the moon. We love that. This is terrible. Revert this ASAP, please, because otherwise you're going to piss off the entire community of this character. Because they have now played to Eternal all the way, like, to fucking, what, E35 plus? And now you're going to remove a key part of their kit, and you're basically going to force the Infernal Wave talent, because you now have to Infernal Wave all the time on AoE, but then Infernal Waving feels mega ass if you don't have the talent that does the AoE damage, so, like, you're basically making that mandatory to gen Cinders, unless there's some, like, maybe something new will come up where you get more Cinders off of, like, Engulfing Flames or other builds like that. Literally, I think you keep this, scrap this. Because Apoc already does 30% of mob HP, yeah, at least in low Eternal from what I was experiencing. This will actively brick a community, not gonna lie. And then some nerd is gonna have to tell me if this is good or not. But it doesn't look great, I'm not gonna lie. And then learning that Rhyme and Ardios were in cloth, Sylvie Mara and Alarian and Mako are in leather, which means that Vigor is in plate, is hilarious. Because it don't feel like it. Vigor dies just as quick, boys. Yeah. I genuinely don't like these patch notes, because it sends multiple different messages that I'm really not vibing with. This is, like, something I'm not a big fan of, because this is literally enforcing meta in your patch notes. That's a big yikes. Like I said, this will brick a community. These are good. Nerfing something you buffed last week is just not a good look. These are arguably useless, in my opinion, because they are far too short. 35 seconds is not going to make or break a fucking bad pull, because they've already left. So, not much you can do. This is like avoid lever penalty any percent. Like I said, you nerfed the wrong boss, at least for low keys. Maybe this makes high keys a little more bearable, because in high keys, people can just set an orb kiter and it doesn't matter. Whereas in low keys, you're gonna get fucking memed by Infernal Boss over and over again. Apoc needed a CD reduction, not a damage buff. That's what I'm saying, is like, they give Apoc this damage buff, and like, that's not even the problem. The problem is the 60-second cooldown. If you want to make him play, this is the thing, is like, you run the Wildfire Lego, and everything I hear about it is Wildfire Lego, Wildfire Lego, Wildfire Lego. But like, now, like, even the Wildfire Lego kind of is cheeks, because you don't have enough Cinders anymore, and just fucking snap 24/7. Because, like, you would fucking build up, and then you pop Wildfire and you snap down. And then you get, like, 5 fucking snaps back. But now it's like, I don't know. To make him, like, playable, you needed, or like, to make him feel actually fun, you need the fucking boots, but whatever, dude. I'm fucking over it. And then Patching the cheese, yep, that was to be expected. I totally didn't do that every time. Promise. That boss is fucking cancer. Wrath of Sonari nerf, really, really nice. Whirlwinds being mitigatable by your tank, also really nice. So you don't entirely, you still should kite them, but if you take a couple ticks, it's more manageable. Precasts on some of the stuff that you can just like walk out of is really nice as well. Really like the change on Icebreaker, where you can now actually skill dodge the effects from the Blades of Sithral. Love that. This is very funny because people were literally not kicking the fucking wild strikes in solo queue, I guess. That was the #1 thing you would pay attention for if you were pulling assassin packs, but I guess people just didn't pay attention for that. Yeah, 3 buffs are nice, but like I said, nerfing something you buffed last week, L. And then this is going to potentially shift how you do the key entirely, because now if it does little enough damage to your team, you just literally use it to kill the mobs, get haste buff, and go from there, I think. So, alright, let me read chat for 2-3 minutes, and then I'll end off the video. Just woke up, you managed to go live right as I fell asleep. I love that, love that. Changes to see those annoying spinning bastards in the Sith and Vampire. Yeah, I'm just reading through now. Everything but RDS changes are good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like, some of the sentiment in here just doesn't vibe with me. Sith they did nerf Blood Hunt in the last boss, so it hits less and the bleed damage is less. I mean, yeah, they nerfed the last boss, but the last boss wasn't the problem. I can sleep through the last boss, like, unless someone fucks up. Not a huge fan of the Tariq changes. They're shifting power around in an attempt to make a bad Lego good instead of making it good. I think they're just nerfing the chain lightning build. Which, this is the thing, is like, the problem that games like this are gonna have is that every time one build becomes meta and then they nerf meta, the meta just shifts and then another build becomes meta. So it's just a perpetual cycle of like nerfing whatever the community decides to swap to after you like nerf the next thing over and over and over and over again. And I think the answer is literally enough diversity that you can play just about anything. But if nothing else, I think the fact that they've finally done some dungeon nerfs is a good choice overall. So, all right, I'm gonna end it there. Yeah, these patch notes suck.